I read through the list of words briefly.
Cool.
I was gonna prepare something for each of, but I was like, you know what? Let's just be organic here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We'll just say whatever comes to mind and
Exactly.
it'll be good. But before we get into it, I would love to know, like, what is hype media?
So me and one of my boys from LA started it, but it's just a content creation and marketing consulting operation that we have. So pretty much like you look at someone, look at a business, and they have a CMO that maybe they're spread thin, maybe they don't even have a CMO in general, but wanted to provide like plug and play solutions all the way from ideation to execution and implementation for like content creation, for different digital strategies, stuff like that. So
Cool.
I guess our strength is like content creation,
Yeah.
but then still have like know-how on like, the paid marketing side, or like, email, or, couple other competencies like we write, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just seeing what the voids are with particular companies and just trying to convince them to tell more interesting stories about themselves,
I know. People don't want to talk about themselves.
They don't. And it's like all of the people that shouldn't be talking about themselves are. So I feel like, they have no, no shame at all. So I feel like if you're trying to do something positive and innovative, why aren't you louder about what's going on?
Right. That's right. And how did you get into golf?
I got this funny picture right here. So look, this is
Oh,
me. This is me and Tiger Woods when he was 17 years old. So my dad, I did this, like I was doing this podcast for like 2 hours. I'm like, no way you're gonna use all this stuff. But my dad got me into golf. He's a retired police officer.
okay.
And so around the time that I was like able to walk and like, be a competent living being, my mom was telling him to spend more time with me, obviously. And so since he was just getting into golf, he was bringing me out to the golf course with him and his friends. But, I didn't have any friends doing it. There were no other kids there. I was like the only one.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of tough, but my dad just like really forced it on me. Like my hand-eye coordination was decent. So he's like, you should play golf. So he just kept pushing it on me, but I didn't really like it growing up that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
And even though I played in high school, I was still kind of like over it. And a part of that was because I didn't have the resources, or, wasn't, fortunate enough to find like instruction to help me get better at the game, like to really understand what I was doing. I felt like all through high school, I was just trying to hit the ball, and wherever it went, you know what I mean? But nobody really helped me understand how to like use my body, how to like shape shots, how to like, I didn't know anything.
To take it to like the next level.
Yeah. And so it was kind of frustrating because I was getting a lot better at other sports, but like golf, I was just kind of like very stagnant, you know what I mean? So then I went to college, quit. I didn't even take my clubs down there. And then I got a job. I majored in civil engineering in college. So when I got my first actually, this is when I went to, this is my second engineering job. They said they give us a day off for a client outing. And by this time I was already over engineering anyway. I'm like, I want to get out of this. Yeah, I'll take a day off. I know how to play golf.
Right.
I hadn't played golf in like 7 years. And I went out there, and it's just like, it all clicked. And I like during the time I was away from golf, I really got into fitness, and like I was doing yoga and stuff, you know what I mean? So like I was still athletic, and I understood I had played a decent amount of golf. And so then when I fell in love with it, then I started to invest in the good instruction and all of those type things.
Got it.
After that, it was just like this very, toxic love affair that I've had that's gotten me on this Zoom call with you,
We're just going to keep it going.
Yeah.
But what's the story behind the tiger photo? Where were you?
He came, so when Tiger was 17, this is before he turned pro, but he was like doing some kind of like tour where he was stopping by all these cities, these inner cities. And so he came to Chicago, and then he was at Jackson Park. They had a bunch of little kids sitting there. Tiger did his little exhibition thing. And then they said, we're going to have some kids come up and hit some golf balls. And like, I remember vividly being asleep, if that makes sense, sitting in the front row while Tiger was there. And I remember my dad nudging me in my back, like, Roger, get up there. And
right.
I just remember jumping up, grabbing the golf club, going up there and hitting the shot. And even though I was like 6 years old, I do remember people saying like, "Ooh," behind me.
Yeah.
And then like I remember this newspaper guy came and took the picture, and then me and Tiger wound up in the newspaper the next day. And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." You know what I
That's
mean?
awesome.
Yeah,
So cool.
yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Before he started like Tiger Woods Foundation, he did like a bunch of clinics across the country and
Right.
added them in. All right. I think it's time to talk about golf slang.
All
Uh,
right, let's do it.
answer the question, WTF is golf slang. I think we do need to start with, though, what is real talk?
What is real talk? Real talk. Okay, so you the first person to actually ask me what
Thank
that
you.
is.
Oh, good.
You are the very first person.
Ooh,
Everybody else just went along with it.
they
Like
just think they know. I'm like, I'm okay with saying, like, I don't know. Tell
yeah.
me.
So like the definition of a reel is like you know what a reel is? Like the little streams that kind of,
Mhm.
feed into like larger water sources or whatever. So like I look at my truth as like a reel, and like everyone has their own individual like reel, but it's
Yeah.
just my reel, and then it's just, talk. So I'm talking about things that I hope contribute to like this vast, network of other knowledge and information that you're getting. But it's like real talk is like really designed for anybody, because it's like we're all kind of like this, we're our own individual reels of like information. You know what I mean?
It's pretty
So like,
deep
yeah,
for real talk.
for what it comes out as, right? But yeah, so that was the orientation behind it. And my name is Roger Steele, so you put that together and it says real. And so I
Nice.
just thought that all of that stuff kind of made sense. But yeah, I just like everybody is kind of, I applaud people because like I'm the summation of all the information that I've gotten over all of the years, right? And so I just want to be like another reel that contributes to, somebody else's knowledge base, and put some stuff out there.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
So these first ones are like very like golf. Like if I'm playing
Okay.
golf, this is what somebody's going to say while I'm out there. If I
Hmm.
hit something like fat or
Right.
heavy, what does that mean?
So hitting something fat and heavy, that's just talking about ball contact. So ideally, I wish I had a golf club here with me or a golf ball. How am I so unprepared for this? You know what I mean? But ideally, we want to hit a golf ball off the center of the off the center of the face. Like just a few grooves above the bottom of the club. If I
Uh-huh.
hit the ball fat, I'm hitting the ground first, and then there's this fat chunk of dirt that comes up. Typically, when I do that, if I hit the ball thin, that means I hit no dirt and I hit all ball. Neither one of those are good or desirable, but my dad raised me saying thin to win. You know what I mean? Some people may feel a type of way with all of our body issues that we have in the world, how we're glorifying, but no, but I think that no, but thin shots definitely, they don't hurt you as bad as the fat ones.
Yeah. They like a fat one will like break my wrist.
Yeah, depending on the course that you're on, yeah, a lot of wrist issues. Do you think that is that triggering terminology though? Should we change that from thin and fat to like something more like, PC?
Yeah.
You think so?
No, I don't think so. I think you got to keep it.
Oh
Cuz like that's
man.
that's what it feels like.
I mean, like
What would you prefer to use?
no, I was just seeing what you were. I was throwing it out there, seeing what you said. You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
well some people will say like chunk.
Chunk. It's still that's a
It's still
fat
like a fat
organization.
connotation. I
Yeah,
know.
you know what I mean? But it's just, there's a lot of, golf is one of those sports where like a lot of people, it doesn't really matter what kind of shape you're in. So I just figured
True.
that language would be like under a bit more scrutiny, given some of the,
You think.
given the population. But yeah, if they cool with it, I'm cool with it. You know what I
I
mean?
try not to think about it like too much.
I get deep with that stuff. I'm like, I'm always trying to look at stuff from 360 degrees. But
Well,
yeah,
that's why we're
thin
here.
is
That's why we're here.
exactly thin. You're not hitting no ground.
Yep.
Fat, you're hitting all ground, no ball contact. Both don't feel good. Thin shots in the cold feel terrible. Fat shots in the cold probably break your wrist. Yeah, so
See, I'd rather just call it like the break my wrist shot.
that break my wrist shot. I think that would create some more urgency as far as making people not want to miss the ball that way.
Yeah.
But if you want to see how you break your wrist,
This is what you do.
this is all you have to do.
All right. What's a gimme?
A gimme. A gimme is slang for I don't want to putt this because it made me nervous. You know what I mean?
It's like
Yeah.
too close.
Yeah, a gimme is like I'm close enough where if I miss this, I will feel very embarrassed and have deep self-doubt. And I would rather not face those parts of myself. So please let me pick this ball up.
Right.
So all my friends, we don't, a lot of the people that I play with for money, like no gimmies, period. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter if it's this far away, like make the ball go in the hole. And one of my boys brought up a good point. My boy Brandon, he was like, yo, in every other sport we play, the whole object, like I'm a big basketball dude, the whole object is to get the ball in the hole.
Yeah.
When have you ever seen somebody like take off for a dunk and then somebody say, oh, no,
you good.
No, you got it. I saw the way you was going up there, you had that. That was yours. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy in golf that we making these exceptions. We're literally taking away the most important part of the game by letting somebody pick the hole up.
Well, and when I explain like what's the purpose of golf, like what's the objective of the game, I'm like, it's to get the ball in the hole.
But sometimes you don't have to do it.
But sometimes we don't mind if you don't.
Exactly. Yeah, but gimme is typically the orientation of it is you close enough that I know you won't miss this.
So
but
we're gonna give it to you.
You know, and you giving me an idea for a real talk. Honestly, like once I saw Ernie Els like 7-putt in the Masters this one time, I was like, yo, anybody that hasn't, Ernie Els was a past world number 1 and he just 7-putted from like however far, everybody should be finishing their putts out because I can't put nothing past anybody. And I do understand the pace of play argument though. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Everybody making all these putts, like, you know what I mean?
But like the more you do it, the better you should get.
You'll get faster.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got one step forward. I mean, one step back. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. You get what I'm saying? You got to slow down before you can speed up. Crawl for
That's it.
Yeah. I knew there was some saying that went in there.
Yeah. You were close. What's a knockdown? I never use this term.
All right, so a knockdown shot, I'm trash at them personally, but pretty much when the conditions are windy, like if you're hitting a full shot and it goes like a full height, a knockdown shot is going to be at a lower trajectory, so you could like flight it underneath the wind, right? So pretty much if I'm hitting a knockdown shot, I'm like, all right, and this is getting complicated. If the target audience here is for beginner golfers, knockdown shot is gonna be like year 4, year 5. You know what I mean? We start breaking that out. But ideally, if you got a lot of wind and you don't know how much it is gonna affect your ball and you don't want it to affect your ball, you take a longer club and then you knock it down so that it stays underneath the wind so the wind doesn't impact it as much.
All right.
You know what I mean? So it's just a way if you get people, typically really good players have great trajectory control. So they like, no matter what condition.
Trajectory, they can keep it at a certain height.
Yeah, because I mean, that's going to control like, your distances, like, and when you're playing high level golf, distance control, people think that it's like accuracy.
Right.
I mean, accuracy is important, but like being able to like control how far you hit the ball, if you're like pin high with the hole, it just makes it a lot easier to like make putts and stuff. You know what I mean?
So yeah, if this is golf 101, knockdown's like golf 701. We're just not.
Yeah, at least 4. At least 4.
At least 4. Perfect.
Yeah, at least 4.
Well, one that we would have on this one is a lip out.
A lip out. These are, this is like golf's version of heartbreak. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is, so a lip out pretty much. You hit a good putt, but it wasn't quite good enough. And then instead of going in the hole, it just spins around in this very like toxic circle. And and then it comes out. And there's different, levels to lip outs too. When you lip it out and it just like catches the corner, but it kind of, you knew it wasn't gonna go in, but it kind of grazes the hole.
And you were like hoping, you like had it in your heart that it was gonna maybe go in.
Yeah. But some of them it's kind of like you catch the lip and it's like, that would have been rough to make, but then there's some like hard lip out. So like this is lip out called a 360 lip out. Oh my God. I mean, the closest you ever felt to being punched in the stomach, on a golf course is just, especially when you're playing for money, that like hurts. Yeah, heart drops down in your stomach. But
So do you and the guys that you play with, do you guys allow mulligans?
no,
No
no.
breakfast ball.
All right. So breakfast ball. So are we talking about what a breakfast ball or a mulligan is? I feel like they're two different things,
All right.
sort of.
Which one do you want to cover first?
All right, let's talk about a breakfast ball first.
It's a little easier to get away with.
Let's roll into a mulligan. So
Yeah.
a breakfast ball, and mark my words, a breakfast ball is only permitted if you did not have time to go to the range or hit balls beforehand.
All right.
Allowed a shot off the first tee just to kind of see what stuff is, you know what I mean? Whatever. And whatever.
I like that rule. Okay.
Yeah. If you have no time to warm up your breakfast ball, you get a breakfast ball. You know what I'm saying? A mulligan is you saying, yo, I just made a mistake, or like out on the golf course, and I'm gonna hit another shot. And that is not how life works. In golf, golf is a lot like life, and I like to play the game that way. You just don't get second chances at things like that. You know what I mean? You a big boy, big girl, be accountable, own what you just did, and just go, play the shot from there, or take penalty shots. You know what I mean? Because the thing I don't like about mulligans is that you lying to yourself. You know what I mean? That's really all you're doing. It's like, whatever you're gonna take on the score. Let's say you take a mulligan and you got a 5, and really you would have got the 7. You need to feel the pain of that 7 so that you stop doing that, whatever you just did. You need to, like, the only time that it can really register is if you like accept it, and that's how you grow, and that's just, mulligans just really stand in the way of you growing as a player, in my opinion.
So yeah, these like all fall under the same umbrella. I feel like you could do a real talk about this. Gimmies, mulligans.
Yeah.
And then what was another one I had on here? Oh, in the leather. Like, you're not giving anybody shit.
That's still, like, it ties into some very deep insecurities that people have, where they just don't want to know how, the realm of the possibility regarding their failures. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could miss that putt, dog. You can miss that inside the leather. And for, to clear that up, inside the leather means that the putt is, so if you have a putter and you have the grip on a putter, if the putt is in between, so the length of the exposed piece of shaft, which should probably be like 2 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
If the putt is inside of 2 feet, so that means inside of the grip. If you put the putter head in the hole and lay the putter down, if it's inside of the grip, you're supposed to be able to pick that putt up. But I done had some 2-foot putts though that are just like, yo,
you're putting that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just personal. I would have felt bad picking it up because I'm like, yo, I probably got like a 50% chance of missing this putt.
Right.
I need to know how I handle these pressure situations. You know what I mean? And I just all of these things are people, they running from their truth. They running from their truth. I don't get it.
So in golf, we are not letting people run from their truth. They're just gonna take it.
If I could have it my way, you know what I mean? I just, it's cool. You missed that putt, dog. Let's, after the round, go work on those.
Well, a lot of these people listening are probably like more first-time golfers, so you're setting them up for success.
Yeah, I am. I'm telling you. And then this is gonna be the beauty of it all. When you get accustomed to playing where you don't take mulligans, you don't pick up putts, and then you get in a money game. I hope everybody out there is trying to play for money. It just makes everything more interesting. You know what I mean? But and you put that pressure on somebody to finish those putts and to not take no mulligans. Oh my God, you're gonna see a competitive advantage that you've never seen.
Right.
Mentally, they will like fold like a lawn chair. I mean, it's crazy.
Because so many people are just not hitting their bad shots. Or
what do you mean I have to finish this putt? What? Why would you make me do that?
Because that's the point of the game.
The whole point of the game. The whole point of the game.
All right, we're gonna move past these bad habits.
Okay.
And somebody asked, when somebody tells me to club up or club down, what does that mean?
Club up or club down. So in golf, you're gonna learn your distances, right? So let's throw out some round numbers. Like, let's say I hit my 9-iron 125 yards, right? So I know that a standard 9-iron is gonna go 125 yards. So with that, if there's a variety of reasons that you would have to club up or club down. Primarily it's the wind, right? So if the wind is coming from behind you and blowing, the ball towards the target, that ball in actuality is going to go 135 yards or 140 yards. So then you may need to club down, take a shorter club because you need to compensate for the wind. Vice versa, if the wind is coming back the other way, you may need to club up because that 125 club, if the wind is blowing the other way, may only go like 110, 115, right? So there's other variables, that you will start paying attention to as you get deeper into golf. Like if the green is up higher, so like if there's elevation changes and the green looks like it's uphill from you, you may need to hit more club to get up there. If it's down lower than you, then the ball's going to stay in the air longer, so you can hit less club. So clubbing up and clubbing down is really just looking at the environment, the wind, and elevation changes to see if you need to hit more or less, or if you in certain states too. So if I'm from Chicago and then I go to somewhere at a high higher altitude, my clubs are gonna go farther because the air is thinner, and so then I will have to club down like throughout the bag. You know what I mean? So yeah, clubbing up and clubbing down is just changing your club selection relative to whatever the conditions are.
All right. So these next ones are a little bit more about the like culture of golf, I guess.
Okay.
So
I like culture.
Yeah. So when a swing is pure,
Ooh.
like what does that mean?
That's like the ultimate golf compliment right there.
Okay.
Like that's just, your swing is pure. That's just, I don't know the orientation or the origins of like the using pure, but I mean, it's just like, I guess by definition, your swing is pure. You're hitting the ball solid. The ball flight is perfect. You know what I mean? It
sounds
just
good.
Pure. Yeah, it's just, it's like this very euphoric moment in golf. Like, bro, that was pure. Oh my God, that was pure. It's the best compliment you could give somebody. But use it sparingly though.
Yeah.
Because not every, ball getting in the air going towards the target, that doesn't necessarily constitute a pure shot. You know what I mean? Don't just be calling everything pure. You're gonna make it lose its essence.
My dad will do that. Like he'll say that to my fiance. He'll be like, "That was pure." And he's like, "No, that was terrible. Like,
Exactly.
Don't be saying that, please."
Yeah, that's one of the worst things that you could do is compliment somebody on a bad shot.
Oof, I know.
It's just
You gotta watch.
Exactly. Because it's like it hurts because it's like that's what you think of me. Like that's the best you think I can do to compliment me on that.
Right.
So it's really like they setting a ceiling for you, and it's like, ugh.
I know. You gotta watch what you're saying.
Like,
all right. Man. What is when somebody tells you to like hold the pose, like what does that mean?
So in golf, and this is something that everybody should pay attention to when you're watching golf on TV, every professional golfer, after they hit a shot, they hold their finish. All of them finish balanced on whatever their lead foot is, right? So if they're a right-handed golfer, they finish balanced on their left foot. So when you hold your finish or hold the pose, it's because if 7 times out of 10, if you can get to a balanced finish position, then typically everything you did before that, it couldn't have been like that bad. 7 out of 10 times, you know what I mean? Yeah. But as you get better in golf, you'll start to see golf is all about repetition, right? So, it's hard, if things are finishing in chaos and you falling all over the place after you hit the shot, there's a good likelihood that things are pretty chaotic before you got to the finish position. So we just want to try to, get rid of as much variance as possible. So holding the finish is like, I always have to tell myself that, when I start swinging too hard, I'm like falling all over the place and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, man,
you're trying to swing out of your shoes, be Bryson.
Look like I'm drunk out here. You know what I mean?
Some people say you look like Bryson. Others you just look drunk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a fine line. It's a fine line. Bryson is definitely a way to compliment somebody that's off balance stuff.
Yeah. All right. What is I like this one. When people talk about like their gear.
Their gear.
Like what is gear?
Gear is like, like golf, like your clubs, like your, I don't know. I think the gear is kind of broad, as far as like how I incorporate or how I receive it and hear it used. But your gear is like, everything from your outfits that you got on
Right.
You know what I mean? Everything from your clubs, your bags, your gloves. It's mostly apparel and bags, though. That's apparel, bags. And I think that clubs would be included in that as well. But your golf gear is just pretty much, because it's all, if you want it to be, golf can be like this opportunity to make a fashion statement.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you into that and you're looking to kind of come out the gate swinging as a new golfer, there's definitely ample opportunities to up your swag by investing in some doper gear. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah.
Right. All right. So the sim, like I'm going to the sim.
The
What is that?
sim,
What is the sim?
like the simulator.
That like the
So
simulator.
yeah, so pretty much like sim golf. But it's interesting though because TaylorMade just came out with a driver called the
Oh yeah.
TaylorMade Sim. So don't get those too confused. But going to the sim, so simulators are just indoor bays uh, where we're hitting golf balls into a screen, and they're telling us all of the data about it, and we could actually play real golf holes in there. But I think that like the dope thing about simulator golf and hitting balls in sims is that you get so much information, and it should be helping you when you go back onto the golf course. So I know a lot of purists that like, I just want to play real golf, but I'm like,
Right.
yo, spend some time on those sims, on those simulators, and see what's going on. It's probably some nice little, some truths hidden in there that could help you out a little bit.
Yeah. Everybody can use some sim time. Brendan, you can walk through. My fiance is like crawling on the floor. And I saw him like starting to peek.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, I
His
saw the
little arm is like hanging out.
I saw the first thing, then I saw the crawl, and I'm like, yo, oh man.
Just come through. It's fine.
If I get that clip, I'm putting that on social media. That was crazy.
Oh, that's definitely making the cut.
The straight bear crawl through. Hey, but kudos to him for trying to preserve the vibe though.
I know. I appreciate him.
That's a good partner, right? You got you a good one.
Right.
Because I
I'll
definitely
be like,
would.
hey, if you've made it this far in the episode, you're gonna see somebody crawling.
Because if this was my girlfriend, I definitely would have been doing high knees running across the screen or something like that. No shame. No shame.
I know, it's fine. All right.
Yeah.
Getting back to it. The one that somebody submitted that I was laughing at is, what's the deal with mashed potatoes?
Mashed potatoes.
That's the one.
Yeah. So mashed potatoes. I would need to look this one up, but if we
I don't know the origin.
Yeah, so mashed potatoes is something that it all started at PGA Tour events when the pros hit good shots. Usually the fan, as soon as they hit a shot, like screams something obscene. You know what I mean? But I think mashed potatoes, if I'm making up what that means, is that the ball looks like a potato and you crushed it. And so you mashed it, like you mashed the potato, you know what I mean? It's just like a good shot, like you killed it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is something to scream. You could scream it for two different reasons. If you're playing with somebody and you like them and they actually do like murder the ball, go ahead and give them mashed potatoes or pure, as we discussed earlier. But if you want to patronize, or if you want to make fun of and kind of, poke some fun at people that aren't playing too well, or if you're trying to, use a little bit of gamesmanship, go ahead and throw mashed potatoes out there when they miss it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes.
Are you a fan of somebody saying that at a tournament or no?
I don't mind it. I just think that, my orientation around golf is that I just want it to be, I do want people to respect the tradition of golf, but I want them to relax. So golf is usually just like very, everybody's composed, and it's, it all feels very like, like just very serene and stuff like that. So I do think that there's a time and a place for that, but I'm all for expression that doesn't, infringe on people's performance. And if, people making noise at golf tournaments, like if I was on the PGA Tour, I would be fine with it. You know what I mean? Because I think coming from other sports backgrounds, you grow accustomed to it, and then you go out to the golf course and you're trying to talk to somebody, and somebody next to you like, I'm like, sorry.
Oh, right.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't know I couldn't talk outside. I never.
Indoor voices outside.
Indoor voices outside. It's crazy.
So this last one, I don't know what this means, but somebody was like, ask Roger what 3-jack is.
A 3-jack?
Yeah.
Man, it's terrible.
What is that?
A 3-jack is a 3-putt. So all greens are designed, to be 2-putt. 2-putt is the maximum that you should do. So all my people that's just starting golf, if you could never make a 3-putt in your life, you will, man, I'm telling you, and so like three putts are like, they hurt so bad because, putting, it's not the easiest part of the game, but it's like the lowest, like, as far as like disparity between like really good and really bad putters, like there's like a smaller gap, right? Like hitting tee shots, like I could completely whiff at a tee shot, but like everybody could pretty much hit a putt, you know what I mean? And so I think that's why people kind of approach putting like it's a little easier, but to 3-putt a hole, it's a pretty much waste an entire shot.
Yeah.
And it's like you're right there and you just can't seal the deal. You know what I mean? So the 3-jack is just a 3-putt, and 3 putts are like the death of good scores.
That one was new to me. I like that one.
Yeah, 3-jack. Oh man, you 3-jack that? Oh man, I 3-jack that, man. Oh man. How many 3-jacks? Oh man, yeah, 5 3-jack. Oh man, no, 3-jacks, no.
You gotta say it like that though too.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, you gotta. I mean, it's a very sad moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Was there anything we missed? I like that you think we should.
Golf terms. Oh man, it's just so many. But see, like this, I think that this is like a good foundation for you to like understand some things. But you're gonna hear some stuff and I feel like that whole, like, depending on what state you in or region you in, everybody got their own. They got their own things, little variations and stuff. Instead of saying thin, people that say skinny, and you know what I mean. Yeah, it's just whatever, you know what I mean. I think that like the other thing is like ball flights, understanding the difference between slices and hooks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, slices, they're both bad though.
Yeah.
So please stay away from it. If no one ever even says that to you, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Shanks.
Right.
I think we covered like some of the better ones.
Yeah, the good stuff.
The rest of them take you into some very dark places.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We're not here for that today. Cool. Well, the last thing I like to ask everybody who comes on the pod is just like, what advice do you have for women who want to pick up golf?
For women that want to pick up golf, I mean, I think that I just want to say, please pick it up. I think that, there's opportunities to like forge some really strong relationships. And, I know everybody, especially like millennials and older, they got like different motivations for coming into the game later. Yeah. But I think that like the opportunities to forge new relationships with other women, I think that like, the opportunity to like improve gender relations. I think that the opportunities for like, career advancement, golf is really like its own language, you know what I mean? And so we just
talked about the language.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about it. Really, it's legit. Like we could probably write like, addiction, Webster's golf terminology or something like that. But I think the opportunity for us to like bridge a lot of gaps as far as things that we want to see changed about the world, the opportunities to start those conversations in like a peaceful way are made possible, through golf. And so like I would just encourage everybody, like improving your relationship dynamics. If your fiance, husband, boyfriend, brother, father, play golf, and if you can share that with them, it means so much to so many people that if it meant something to you, you guys would instantly be closer. So yeah, I just please, all the women that can, please pick up the game. You know what I mean? We are waiting. We are waiting. Yep.
Cool. Thanks so much for your time. Everybody check out Real Talk now that we know what it means.
Exactly. You the first person I told that. Oh my God, it's crazy. Well, you're the first person that actually asked.
Good. So somebody had to.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you for coming on. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, no problem.
See you, Roger.
Yeah.